The church door swung open with a thunderous creak, and there I stood, Kinsley Harper, drenched in rain, my heart pounding like a war drum. Gasps rippled through the pews as my own mother dropped the eulogy script, her face paling as if she'd seen a ghost, because to her, I was one. "I'm not dead, you liars," I declared, holding up the DNA test that proved their cruel hoax, while Celine's hand squeezed mine, our love the only anchor in the storm of betrayal. In the sprawling suburbs of Dallas, Texas, where picket fences hid secrets deeper than the oil wells dotting the horizon, Kinsley Harper grew up under the iron grip of tradition. Her family, the Harpers, were pillars of the community. Her father, a prominent oil executive, her mother a socialite who chaired charity galas with a smile that could cut glass. Kinsley, with her sharp wit and auburn curls, was meant to follow the script. College, marriage to a suitable man, kids, and a life of quiet affluence. But at 22, during her senior year at the University of Texas, she shattered that illusion. It started innocently enough, a stolen kiss in the shadows of a frat party with a girl named Mia. A fleeting connection that ignited something profound. Kinsley couldn't deny it anymore. She was gay, and the weight of that truth pressed on her like the humid Texas air before a storm. Coming out to her family over Thanksgiving dinner was supposed to be a moment of liberation. Instead, it was Armageddon. "You're dead to us," her father had snarled, his face twisting in disgust as he slammed his fist on the mahogany table. Plates rattled, turkey gravy spilling like blood. Her mother wept theatrical tears, clutching her pearls as if Kinsley had confessed to murder. "How could you do this to us? To our name?" Siblings scattered, avoiding her gaze, while extended family whispered about praying the gay away. By morning, Kinsley was packed off with a suitcase and a one-way ticket to New York City, banished like a biblical leper. New York was a revelation. A chaotic symphony of diversity where no one batted an eye at two women holding hands. Kinsley landed a job at a small publishing house in Manhattan, editing romance novels that mirrored her own unspoken desires. That's where she met Celine Moreau, a French-American graphic designer with blonde waves cascading like sunlight and eyes that sparkled with quiet intensity. Celine was everything Kinsley had dreamed of, kind, artistic, and unapologetically herself. Their first date was at a cozy cafe in Greenwich Village, sipping lattes under string lights, sharing stories of lost loves and found freedoms. As weeks turned to months, their bond deepened. Celine's tiny apartment became Kinsley's sanctuary, filled with laughter, late-night talks about dreams, and tender moments that healed the scars of rejection. "You're not broken, Kins," Celine would whisper, tracing patterns on her back. "You're beautiful." But the past lingered like a shadow. Letters from home went unanswered. Calls were blocked. Rumors trickled through mutual friends. The Harpers had spread word that Kinsley had run off and met a tragic end. A vague tale of a car accident to explain her absence without the stain of scandal. One crisp autumn evening, as leaves swirled outside their window, Kinsley received an email from an old high school friend. "I'm so sorry about your passing. Your family held a memorial." It was in the local paper. Attached was a clipping. "In loving memory of Kinsley Harper, taken too soon." Her photo smiled back, frozen in time. Rage boiled in her veins. They hadn't just disowned her. They'd erased her. Celine held her as she sobbed, vowing, "We'll fight this. Together." The decision to return to Dallas wasn't easy. It meant confronting the betrayal head-on, risking more pain. But Kinsley couldn't let them bury her alive. With Celine by her side, she booked flights, gathered evidence. A birth certificate, medical records, even a DNA kit to prove her identity beyond doubt. As the plane descended over the flat Texas plains, Kinsley's heart raced. This wasn't just about survival. It was about reclaiming her life, her love, and the humanity her family had denied her. Back in Dallas, the air felt heavier, laced with memories. They checked into a modest hotel on the outskirts, avoiding the Harper estate. Kinsley scouted the church where the funeral had been held, a grand Baptist sanctuary with stained glass windows depicting saints and sinners. Whispers in local diners confirmed it. The Harpers had orchestrated an elaborate memorial, complete with tears and tributes, to move on from their wayward daughter. Friends had attended, believing the lie. Celine's support was unwavering. "This is your story, Kins. Rewrite the ending." They spent evenings planning, Celine sketching timelines on napkins, her artistic mind turning chaos into strategy. Their love blossomed amid the tension. Stolen kisses in the hotel room, hands intertwined during drives through familiar streets. Yet doubt crept in. What if her family doubled down? What if love wasn't enough to bridge the chasm? As the day approached, Kinsley stood before the mirror, adjusting her black dress. The same one she'd worn to her grandmother's real funeral. "I'm ready," she said, though her voice trembled. Celine pulled her close, their foreheads touching. "We're ready." The storm was coming, and in its eye, their bond would be tested like never before. The drive to the Harper family estate felt like traversing a battlefield. Kinsley gripped the steering wheel of their rental car, knuckles white, while Celine navigated with a calm that masked her own nerves. Dallas suburbs gave way to manicured lawns and gated communities, each one a reminder of the life Kinsley had lost. "Turn left at the oak tree," Celine said softly, her hand on Kinsley's thigh, a grounding touch amid the turmoil. They arrived unannounced, parking down the street to avoid detection. The estate loomed like a fortress, white columns gleaming under the relentless Texas sun. Kinsley hesitated at the gate, memories flooding back. Childhood barbecues, holiday lights, the facade of perfection cracking under her truth. Taking a deep breath, she buzzed the intercom. "Who is it?" came her brother's voice, laced with boredom. "It's me, Kinsley." Silence stretched like eternity. Then the gate creaked open, not with welcome but suspicion. Her brother Ethan met them at the door, his face a mask of shock. You're supposed to be dead," Kinsley finished, her voice steel. "Yeah, I heard. Nice touch with the memorial." Inside, the confrontation unfolded like a scripted drama. Her parents sat in the opulent living room, surrounded by family portraits that no longer included her. Father rose, face reddening. "What the hell are you doing here? We mourned you." Mother averted her eyes, fiddling with a tissue. Kinsley laid out the evidence on the coffee table. The newspaper clipping, her documents. "You declared me dead to save face. Because I'm gay. Because I love her." She gestured to Celine, who stood tall, unflinching. The room erupted. Accusations flew. Kinsley was confused, influenced by city liberals, destroying the family legacy. Ethan sided with parents, revealing he'd helped spread the rumor. "It was easier this way," he admitted, eyes cold. Betrayal stung deepest from him. They'd been close once, sharing secrets under starlit skies. Now he saw her as a threat. Celine intervened, her accent adding a layer of poise. "This isn't about legacy. It's about love. Kinsley deserves better." But words fell on deaf ears. Father threatened legal action, claiming harassment. Mother whispered prayers as if exorcising demons. The argument peaked when Kinsley revealed plans to go public. "I'll tell the world what you did. Unless you admit the truth." They were escorted out, the door slamming like a final nail in the coffin. In the car, Kinsley broke down, tears streaming. "Why do they hate me so much?" Celine pulled over, enveloping her in a hug. "They hate what they don't understand. But I love you, all of you." That night, in their hotel, they found solace in each other, whispering dreams of a future unbound by blood ties. Word spread quickly in tight-knit Dallas circles. Old friends reached out, some supportive, others skeptical. A local journalist contacted Kinsley, intrigued by the resurrection story. "This could blow up," Celine warned, but Kinsley saw opportunity for vindication for others like her. Tensions escalated when anonymous threats arrived. Notes under the hotel door, warning her to leave town. "You're not welcome here." Paranoia set in. Was it family or worse? Celine's protectiveness grew, her own past surfacing. She'd fled a conservative French family for similar reasons. "We'll face this together," she vowed. A turning point came at a community event, a charity gala her mother chaired. Kinsley crashed it, arm in arm with Celine, turning heads in elegant gowns. Whispers turned to stares as she confronted her parents publicly. "I'm alive and I'm here to stay." The drama unfolded. Father stormed out, mother feigned illness. But seeds of doubt were planted. Allies emerged, LGBTQ advocates offering support. Back in New York, flashbacks, their relationship had been idyllic. Picnics in Central Park, art gallery dates where Celine's designs shone. Now, in Dallas, it was forged in fire. Celine's vulnerability showed. She confessed fears of losing Kinsley to this chaos. What if it's too much? Kinsley reassured her with a kiss, soft and affirming. You're my home now. As conflicts mounted, a betrayal loomed. Ethan, under pressure, leaked distorted stories to tabloids. Prodigal daughter fakes death for attention. Headlines screamed, twisting truth. Kinsley felt exposed, raw. Celine stood firm, rallying online support through social media, turning the tide with posts of their love story. The storm raged, but in quiet moments their romance deepened. Walks along the Trinity River, sharing hopes for marriage, adoption. Humanity peeked through cracks. A cousin reached out secretly, apologizing. Not everyone agrees with them. Hope flickered. Yet the climax approached. Father, cornered, called a family meeting. We need to end this. Kinsley braced for war, Celine her shield. What awaited? Reconciliation or rupture? The family meeting was held in neutral territory. A upscale Dallas conference room, sterile and impersonal, like the emotions on display. Kinsley and Celine arrived early, nerves taut. Her parents entered with Ethan and a lawyer, faces set in stone. This ends today, Father declared, sliding papers across the table. It was a non-disclosure agreement, offering hush money in exchange for Kinsley's silence and departure. Sign it and we'll retract the death rumor quietly, Mother added, her voice quivering. Not with remorse but fear of scandal. Ethan avoided eye contact, fiddling with his tie. The betrayal cut deeper than before. This wasn't rejection, it was commodification of her pain. Kinsley laughed bitterly. You think money erases what you did? You buried me alive. Celine squeezed her hand under the table, a silent reminder of strength. The lawyer droned on about reputations, but Kinsley tuned out, memories flashing. Childhood Christmases, her father's proud smiles at her achievements, now tainted. She refused, storming out with Celine. Outside, rain poured, mirroring her turmoil. They're monsters, Kinsley spat. Celine pulled her into an embrace, wet hair mingling. No, they're scared humans. But we don't need them. Their kiss in the downpour was defiant, a spark of romance amid despair. The fallout was swift. Tabloids exploded with leaks, likely from Ethan, painting Kinsley as unstable, Celine as a manipulative outsider. Online trolls descended, spewing hate. Celine's job suffered. Clients pulled out, citing controversy. Doubt crept into their relationship. Is this worth it? Celine asked one sleepless night, tears glistening. Kinsley held her close. You are. They recommitted, planning a counteroffensive. An interview with a national LGBTQ magazine. Our story can help others, Kinsley said. Celine nodded, her faith renewed. A twist came from an unlikely source. Kinsley's aunt, Margaret, a reclusive artist who'd always been the family black sheep. She contacted them secretly. I know the truth. Your parents faked documents to declare you dead legally. For inheritance reasons. Shock rippled through Kinsley. It wasn't just emotional erasure. It was fraud. Armed with this, they consulted a lawyer. We can sue for defamation, emotional distress. But Kinsley hesitated. Destroy family? Celine urged compassion. Justice, not revenge. Their debates were intense, laced with emotion, but strengthened their bond. Meanwhile, romance bloomed in small ways. Celine surprising Kinsley with homemade crepes, reminiscent of her French roots. Kinsley reading poetry aloud, voice soft in lamplight. In Dallas's hidden gems, like the arboretum with blooming azaleas, they found peace, hands linked, dreaming of a wedding under New York stars. Betrayal peaked when Ethan showed up at their hotel, remorseful. I was wrong. Help me make it right. Was it genuine? Kinsley tested him, sharing Aunt Margaret's info. He confessed. Dad pressured me. He's afraid of losing everything. A fragile alliance formed. The confrontation at the estate was explosive. With Ethan on her side, Kinsley presented evidence. Father denied, but Mother cracked. We thought it was best. For everyone. Tears flowed, real ones. We were wrong, she admitted, hugging Kinsley tentatively. Healing began slowly. Father resisted, but cracks showed. A grudging acknowledgement of Celine's role. She makes you happy? He asked gruffly. Kinsley nodded. More than anything. Yet drama lingered. A rival oil family exploited the scandal, threatening business. Father blamed Kinsley, reigniting conflict. See what you've done? In the heat, he revealed a secret. He'd known about her orientation years ago, from a diary, but ignored it until public. The revelation humanized him. Fear, not hate, drove him. Celine mediated. Everyone deserves a second chance. Family therapy was suggested, a step toward reconciliation. As weeks passed, Kinsley and Celine's love evolved, deeper, more resilient. They attended a Pride event in Austin, surrounded by allies, feeling empowered. "This is our America," Celine said, flag waving. But shadows remained. A final betrayal loomed. The lawyer advised against suing, but Ethan wavered, tempted by inheritance. Trust fractured again. In a pivotal moment, over dinner, Ethan confessed his flip-flop. "I'm sorry." Kinsley forgave, but boundaries set. Family isn't blood, it's choice. The chapter closed with hope. Parents attending a tentative dinner, awkward but sincere. Celine's charm eased tensions. As they drove away, Kinsley whispered, "We did it." Celine smiled. Almost. High noon in Dallas felt like Judgment Day. Kinsley stood before the courthouse steps, media swarming like vultures. The lawsuit had gone public. Defamation, fraud, emotional damages against her parents. It wasn't about money. It was about accountability. Celine flanked her, elegant in a tailored suit, her presence a beacon. Inside, testimonies unfolded like a Greek tragedy. Kinsley took the stand, voice steady. "They declared me dead because I love a woman. But love doesn't die." Gasps echoed. Cameras flashed. Her parents sat stoic, but mother's eyes brimmed with regret. Father fidgeted, his empire crumbling under scrutiny. Ethan testified for Kinsley, detailing the deception. Forged documents, bribed officials. "I was complicit, but no more." The betrayal's depth shocked the courtroom. Aunt Margaret corroborated, her bohemian flair contrasting the suits. Family should lift, not bury. Defense painted Kinsley as vengeful, Celine as instigator. Cross-examination was brutal. "Isn't this revenge?" Kinsley countered. "It's justice. For me, for others silenced." Celine's testimony shone. Love is human. Denying it is the real tragedy. Outside breaks, romance persisted. Stolen glances, reassuring touches. "You're my hero," Celine murmured in a quiet hallway. Kinsley blushed. "We're heroes together." The trial dragged, emotions raw. A bombshell, father's health scare. A mild heart attack mid-proceedings. In the hospital, walls crumbled. "I was wrong, kiddo," he rasped, hand trembling on hers. Mother sobbed. "We love you. We just didn't know how." Reconciliation flickered, fragile as a flame. Kinsley withdrew the suit, opting for settlement. Public apology, donation to LGBTQ causes. Media hailed it a victory for humanity. Harper family admits hoax, embraces daughter's truth. Post-trial healing deepened. Family dinners became regular, awkward at first, then warm. Father bonded with Celine over business talks. Mother shared recipes. Ethan redeemed himself, advocating for inclusivity in his firm. Yet personal storms brewed. Celine faced backlash in New York. Lost clients, strained friendships. "Maybe we should move," she suggested. Kinsley agreed. West Coast? Fresh start. Dreams of California beaches where love roamed free. Their relationship hit a snag. Celine's fear of commitment surfaced, rooted in her own family's abandonment. "What if I fail you?" A heated argument ensued, words like daggers. "You're pulling away," Kinsley accused. Celine fled to a hotel, leaving Kinsley shattered. Reflection came in solitude. Kinsley visited the church of her funeral, kneeling in pews. Love requires risk, she realized. Tracking Celine, she poured her heart. "You're my proof of life." Celine melted. "I was scared, but I choose us." Reunited, they proposed simultaneously under Texas stars. Rings simple, promises eternal. "Marry me." Laughter mingled with tears. The wedding planning bridged worlds. A blend of Texas grandeur and New York chic. Family attended. Father walking Kinsley down the aisle, mother beaming. Vows exchanged. "In betrayal and forgiveness, I choose you." Honeymoon in Paris, Celine's heritage sealed their bond. Strolling same banks, they reflected. From death to life, humanity triumphed. Not perfect but real. Back home they advocated speaking at events inspiring youth. Kinsley's book Deal chronicled their saga, a beacon for the marginalized. As seasons turned, love endured, quiet evenings shared ambitions. Conflicts faded, replaced by growth. In America's heartland their story proved. Love conquers, humanizes, redeems. Years blurred into a tapestry of triumphs and trials, but Kinsley and Celine's love remained the constant thread. Settled in San Francisco, they built a life vibrant as the city's fog-kissed hills. A cozy Victorian home filled with art, books, and the laughter of adopted twins Mia and Lucas. The adoption process had been arduous, echoing past battles, but their family's support, now genuine, eased the way. Kinsley's memoir, Proof of Life, became a bestseller option for film. It detailed not just the drama, but the humanity, forgiveness's cost, love's resilience. Tours took her nationwide, Celine by her side, designing covers and visuals that captured their essence. Flashbacks to Dallas lingered. Annual visits mended bonds. Father retired, volunteered at LGBTQ shelters, his transformation profound. "You taught me," he admitted over barbecue. Mother hosted pride brunches, pearls replaced by rainbow pins. Ethan, now an ally, married his partner in a ceremony they attended. Yet, echoes of betrayal surfaced. A documentary revisited the scandal, unearthing old wounds. Trolls resurfaced, but Kinsley faced them head-on. Hate dies when ignored. Celine's art therapy workshops helped her process, turning pain into beauty. Their romance evolved. Anniversaries marked with surprises. A hot air balloon over Napa, vows renewed. "You're my forever," Celine whispered, eyes sparkling. Kinsley replied, "And you're mine now." Challenges arose. The twins' questions about grandma's mistake. Honest talks ensued, teaching empathy. Family heirs but love mends. Community enveloped them. Friends from all walks, a chosen family richer than blood. A pivotal moment. Kinsley received a letter from a teen in rural Texas, inspired by her story. "You saved me." Tears flowed. Purpose solidified. They founded a foundation, aiding LGBTQ youth, turning personal drama into societal change. In quieter times they reflected on the journey, from exile to embrace. Walks along the Golden Gate, hands linked, symbolized bridges built. "What if we'd given up?" Celine mused. Kinsley smiled. "We didn't. That's the miracle." The story's end wasn't fairy tale perfect. Life's messiness persisted. Father's health declined, prompting final reconciliations. "I'm proud," he said, gripping her hand. His passing was peaceful, eulogy delivered by Kinsley. He learned to love fully. Grief bonded them closer. Celine's exhibit, Resurrected Hearts, featured portraits of their saga, vibrant, emotional. Opening night, toasts raised to humanity. As the sun set over the bay, Kinsley and Celine stood on their balcony, arms entwined. "We walked through fire," Kinsley said. Celine nodded. "And emerged stronger." Their kiss, tender and deep, sealed a legacy, love defiant and human, prevailing against all odds. In America's vast landscape, their tale whispered hope, to the outcast, the betrayed, the lovers. Not happily ever after, but meaningfully, authentically ever after. Proof that even declared dead, one can rise, love fiercely, and live fully.